Say hi.
Hi.
Say, how old are you? How old are you? You're... How many fingers? 2 fingers. What's your name? Vinci. Da Vinci. What's your name? This is my son. He's 2 years old and his name is Da Vinci. Today I'll be showing you how to wash and detangle kinky coily hair for toddlers. The first thing is to make sure your child is comfortable and entertained. For us, it's his iPad and his educational games, but your child might like toys or snacks. You know them best. Next, gently unbraid, untwist, unravel, or undo your child's hairstyle. If the hair still has some uniformity from the hairstyle, gently separate the strands of hair. Da Vinci's hair was previously braided into 6 sections, and the braid pattern is still prevalent. It's important to separate or dry detangle the hair because typically with coily hair types, knots will form at the ends and throughout the hair if the strands are not properly separated. Use a few spritz of water to soften the hair during the process if it feels dry and brittle. But don't wet it too much or the hair will compact too soon and make detangling much more difficult later. I like to draw a warm bath for this process. Take off any rings or bracelets that might get caught in your child's hair. Keep a plastic cup nearby to rinse the hair. The key is to get a deep conditioner of your choice and a detangling brush or wide tooth comb. I prefer to use thick and creamy deep conditioners for coily hair, and you'll see why later. My son actually loves playing in and with water, so I like to bring 2 plastic cups to the party. Use whatever keeps them happy and occupied. Fill the cup up with clean, warm water from the faucet and pour it onto the hair until it's soaking wet. Another option is to turn on the shower. Finger detangle the hair. This is one of the most important steps in the detangling process. The best technique is to take a section of hair in your hands and grip the hair right above the section you're working on while using your fingers to separate and remove tangles and shed hair. We're going to be using this technique multiple times because it prevents your child from feeling the pain from tugging and untangling the hair. As an option, you can section the hair with clips or ouchless hair ties to keep the hair neat and organized. I like to keep all the tools and products I need nearby on a chair or stool. Next, apply your cleanser to the hair and scalp section by section with heavier focus on the roots and scalp. As you can see, I prefer to wash his hair loose, but you can keep it clipped in sections if it's easier for you. I'm using a suds-free cleansing cream today, but I typically use sulfate-free shampoos. Both options are great as they don't strip the hair of the natural oils that keep the hair soft and supple. I'll be sure to link some of my favorite options below. These are not tear-free formulas, so if you have a shampoo that works for your child, use that one. It's very important that you use the pads of your fingers and not your nails to cleanse the scalp. It's much gentler and doesn't cause scratches, sore spots, or hair loss the way that using your fingernails might. Wet your hands and gently massage the scalp. Before I'm done, I like to take the shampoo down to the ends to fully cleanse the hair. Do your best to keep the hair stretched out and always pull away from the head. Don't pile the hair on top of the head when you're massaging the scalp. This just creates much more tangles. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but wear some shorts and put 1 foot in the tub to anchor yourself. Trust me, it's much easier on the back. Here's a tip. After you shampoo, use regular conditioner on the hair. Then use the bath water to rinse the hair to save water. I only use this on the conditioning step, not the shampoo step. That needs clean water. What it does is it leaves a little extra slip that might be helpful to untangling the hair later. I assess the products I'm using to decide if I want to completely rinse the hair of conditioner or not. There's no real rules, just Do what's best for the circumstance. If your child's hair is dense and very tightly coiled, try using a thick, rich, deep conditioner like this one. Generously apply the deep conditioner from ends to root. Work in small to medium-sized sections to make sure that you can really saturate the hair and get to the roots. I sometimes skip regular and thinner conditioner and move straight to this step. It depends on what I think my son's hair needs. Separate the hair in 4 sections with hair clips or hair ties with no metal and put a plastic cap over the hair. This process helps the deep conditioner soften the hair. After 5 to 10 minutes, remove the shower cap and let one of the 4 sections loose. If you haven't paid attention to any part of the video, pay attention now. Re-wet the section of hair you're working with first. This will re-lubricate the strands and make them more slippery. This is why I like using thicker deep conditioners, because it can handle this re-wetting process. Use your fingers to rake through the hair, starting on the ends, and work your way up to the roots slowly. If you face a tangle, pause, wet the conditioned strands, and work through the knot like you would untangling a delicate necklace. When that section feels free of larger knots, follow with the detangling brush or comb. Use one hand to grip the hair and the other hand to begin brushing or combing the hair at the ends. The hand gripping the hair should be very tight, because this is the hand protecting your child from the pain of tugging and pulling. I found that whatever tool I decide to use, plastic is always better than anything else. It gets through the hair so much easier. Make sure that the tool is plastic and that the teeth are not too close together. Gently detangle the hair until you reach the roots. Work slow and steady, and eventually you will get the hang of it. After each section is untangled, twist it to keep your progress. Even more importantly, avoid at all costs speaking out loud any difficulty you may be having during this learning process. What you say has so much weight and can affect a child's self-esteem and self-image, so I personally choose only to say positive things about my son's hair. Normally, we talk about his toys and his thoughts about him. I ask him questions, or I explain to him what I'm doing to his hair. I mix it up. But I made this video because so many parents message me on Pinterest asking for tips on how to take care of their child's hair, and the majority of the requests came from mothers with children with a completely different hair type than themselves. Outside of a difference in hair products used, these tips can be applied to any hair type or any age group, from the straightest of the straight to the coiliest of hair types. Rinsing. I ended up with 8 twisted sections, but you can end up with more or less depending on the density of your child's hair. The first rinse, I use bath water. This really is just an effort to try to save water, but you could also jump straight to using fresh water and skip this step. Remind your child to look up to the ceiling and pour the water on one section at a time, letting the water roll backwards away from their face. I personally prefer to untwist each section before I rinse, because I can get all of the conditioner out from the hair, but I've witnessed others keep the twist in. This conditioner is thick, so the hair needs to be loose. Another option is to turn on the shower and let the water rinse the hair. But this is how you detangle a child's hair with no tears. I repeat this once a week, and this whole process takes me 30 to 40 minutes, including the deep conditioning time. It gets faster with time. So that's it. For the next steps, you could check out my video on how I moisturize my hair after washing, because it's a similar process for my child. Would you like a part 2 on how I moisturize and style his hair for the week? Comment below and let me know. Shout out to the Coily crew over on Patreon. I welcome you to join if you have in-depth questions about this process or any of my other videos. The Coily crew keeps my channel going, and I always love and appreciate them. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe for more coily hair videos and watch another one. Thanks for stopping by. See you in a few days.